going on, everyone? Raul here, back at it with a new update. First update of the year. First update I've done in God knows how long. And yes, if you're wondering why does he look a little different, I did shave. It's been probably about 4 years since I've gone clean shaven, so yeah, everyone got so used to seeing me with a goatee or a beard, and when you do shave, everyone's like, what the hell, you look totally different. So yeah, if you're wondering why I look different, that's probably why right there. Anyways, I hope everyone had an amazing, holiday season, Christmas, New Year's. I hope 2022 is going to be much better than 2021 for all of us. Anyways, as far as music goes, I haven't really been buying a whole lot of new music lately. I mean, I did have quite a bit of leftover new albums I've bought, cassettes, records, CDs, things like that. I had a whole bunch of leftover ones that I had bought last year that I had yet to show in an update. So, yeah, I'm still showing quite a bit from those. And this isn't going to be a huge update. I only got like 5 albums to show you guys. Yeah, I had to make sure you guys saw the fingers. Yeah, I've only got about 5 albums to show you guys here. A little bit of variety here and there. I certainly do want to buy some more albums, but like the more I think about it, I'm kind of like, I already have a lot of stuff that I want to listen to anyways. And I was never really a completionist either. Like, I was never the type of guy who says, I want to have every album by this band. Alright, there are a few bands that kind of got me like that, but I have to really, really like that band for me to want to be, completing their discography and things like that. But anyways, let me just show you guys what I got right here. So, a lot of this stuff I haven't really been listening to lately. Basically, let's put it like this. Some of this stuff I've listened to a lot more than other things. So, one album I might have listened to 10 times, 20 times, and then one I probably only listened to like twice or so. But let's get started with this nice little update here. We got, for the first album, I'm going to show you guys a cassette right here. Really underrated thrash metal band from the 1980s. And I'm talking about none other than Nuclear Assault with their second album, I believe, Survived. Their first album was called Game Over. I have that one on CD. Fantastic crossover thrash band right here. If you like DRI, if you like more thrash era suicidal tendencies, this is definitely the band for you right here. Me personally, I actually do like crossover. I've been listening to quite a bit of thrash metal lately again, so I'm definitely going to start buying a little bit more thrash. And I also try to buy a little bit of variety here also for the videos. Nice little white cassette right there. Personally, this album, they have a lot of joking, like, type of things in their music, and it's pretty cool, depending on the genre. I think joking you can get away with joking on a crossover album more than you can like on a black metal album, in my opinion. Really good stuff, gorgeous cover art. I believe it's from 1988. It said it right there for me, so I don't have to, look it up or anything. Really good stuff. I actually do like Nuclear Assault. The bass player, Danny Lilker, was the original bass player for Anthrax. I do want to get Anthrax's debut album, Fistful of Metal. You might be seeing that one in a future update. But yeah, Nuclear Assault, Survive. Personally, I like their first album a little bit more. This one, it's not too much different from their first album, but I just definitely like the first album a bit more. But Nuclear Assault always did have some really sweet cover art. Now let's get on to the CDs. This next one is something I've listened to a whole lot. The Nuclear Assault album, I've probably only listened to it about 3, maybe 4 times since I bought it. And this album right here is, whoops, got a notification, distracted me. Anyways, this album right here is an album I've spun to death. Like, I know every single last song on it. I could probably sing along to almost every song here. And it's by one of my favorite bands, Rhapsody, Donna Victory, their third album. Their first album was fantastic. What was it called? Legendary Tales. Their second album, fantastic, Symphony of Enchanted Lands. And I think this one actually topped those last 2 ones right there. Rhapsody was one of those bands that just over time got a little bit better. And, to a point, after a while, a lot of bands hit that point where they're like, all right, we're not really putting out that good material anymore. But yeah, for a third album, this is fantastic. Like, me personally, I'm usually like a debut album kind of guy. Like, their debut album was usually their best. But these guys, this album right here, Donna Victory, their third album, I believe it was from 2000. Yeah, 2000. It's their best one. Starts off with the intro, Lux Triumphans. And Rhapsody, if you listen to Rhapsody, you'd know that their intros are usually like these really like classical sounding intros. And it's not just to give the album a certain effect, like Sepultura's Morbid Vision. It has a very like classical sounding intro. But I think the classical sounding intro on Morbid Visions is more just to give it an effect. The album suspense or an effect. Meanwhile, here the classical intros are to be enjoyed as well, like as a song as well, like Lux Triumphans, like that's also a good song, like you'll catch me singing along to that too. Really good stuff. Donna Victory, fantastic, very Italian sounding. Like I said, if you've listened to Rhapsody, you'd know that they definitely combine traditional Italian music with their power metal. Fantastic, very uplifting heavy metal. Check out the song Holy Thunder Force, The Last Winged Unicorn, The Mighty Ride of the Fire Lord, and yes, Dawn of Victory, and Triumph of Magic and Steel. A few songs here and there that are kind of a little bit like, meh, it's whatever. But really good album overall, though. This is a regular spin for me. You'll find this album practically lived in my car for a good long while. Good stuff, though, guys. Rhapsody, if you like your power metal, especially over the top, this is over the top. Check it out. Speaking of power metal, we got another legendary band in the genre. This is their third album, another third album right here. Really good stuff. Blind Guardian with, I was going to say Traveler in Time. That's the first song. Tales from the Twilight World. Now, for me, this is, so far I've listened to Blind Guardian's first 4 albums. This is their third one from 1991 or 92. Yeah, I don't remember. It's either from 91 or 92. Out of those 4 that I've listened to so far, this is probably, I don't want to say it's my least favorite, because this is still a really good fucking album. Solid album. Blind Guardian. From what I've listened to by Blind Guardian, I've only listened to their first 4. I started listening to their 5th album, Imaginations from the Other Side. I didn't finish listening to that album, but I have listened to a little bit of it. So far, Blind Guardian does not disappoint. This album, fantastic. We got the intro, Traveler in Time, with that cool little intro. Welcome to Dying, fantastic. The song Lord of the Rings is a nice little ballad. There, Lost in the Twilight Hall is my favorite song on that album. Fantastic guitar solos. They even have a cover of well, no, it's not a cover, it's their song. They have a live track, Run for the Night. Run for the Night is a fantastic song off their debut album, Battalions of Fear, which honestly, for me, Battalions of Fear is still my favorite album by Blind Guardian. Can't talk. He actually has a Testament shirt right here. Fantastic stuff. Hansi Kirsch, one of my favorite vocalists. His voice is just fantastic. It's not like super high pitched, It's definitely on the deeper end, especially for power metal. And I'm not saying he has a deep voice or anything. I'm just saying it's not super high pitched like Halloween, like Keeper of the Seven Keys. You're not going to get those type of vocals here, but he still makes them fit very well. Blind Guardian, fantastic band. You're still going to see quite a bit of Blind Guardian in future updates. And like I said, I'm not a completionist or anything. I'm just saying if I really like the band's discography, then I'll buy the band's discography. I'm not just going to buy a band's discography for the sake of buying it. Yet, anyways, who knows? Maybe later on if I get bored and I have nothing else to spend my money on, then sure, why not? I'll buy the whole discography. This next album right here, a bit of an underrated black metal band, if you ask me. I had heard about them before, and I saw James over at Darkwood 79 talk about this band in particular, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to buy this album right here by this band, and that is Carpathian Forest's debut album, Through Chasm, Caves, and Titan Woods. That's a mouthful right there. Nice little strip from Peaceville right here. What does it say? Cold and Primitive, 1995 black metal debut release from the Norwegian Misanthropes. Really good stuff. Gives you a nice little story of the band right there. I really like the cover art. Black metal has very simplistic, black and white usually looking cover art. Really good stuff. Nice little shot of the band. It was a two-man band, at least at this time. I don't know too much about this band, so, I'm definitely not an expert on this band. I just know that I like this album. I bought it, and I might continue buying more stuff by Carpathian Forest. I was very much, I was impressed by this album for sure. Now, the first song, Carpathian Forest, it's a very, very, the quality, if you've listened to black metal before, you'd know that the quality can be a turnoff for a lot of people, because it's not just raw, Like, if you listen to, early thrash metal albums, that's raw. Early death metal albums, that can be raw as well. But this just takes the word raw to, a whole nother level. And not just this album in particular. I'm talking about black metal as a genre. Some people might say it sounds like static. I think it sounds beautiful. Black metal is one of my favorite genres in heavy metal. Yeah, lately I don't listen to too much death metal. A little bit of thrash here and there. Traditional metal, I might start listening to it again. There are a few traditional heavy metal albums I do want to buy. But yeah, 1995, let's talk about this album right here. Like I said, very raw, like it said on the OB strip right there, very primitive sounding. It's very simplistic sounding music, and it's very raw. It's hard. It has a different vibe than other black metal albums I've listened to, than other black metal bands, It's not exactly like Dark Throne, it's not like Immortal, it's not like, who else? Emperor? It's not really like any of those other bands. This one, it kind of has its own vibe. It's raw like those ones, and it does have those black metal vocals, but the music is very simplistic. It doesn't try to go into that, doesn't go very technical. And, for me, I like a lot of melancholy-sounding black metal, and you don't really get that here either. You just get straight-up aggressive, almost a punky vibe. I don't want to say that, but that's probably the closest thing I could say. Very simplistic, very aggressive, and very raw. Really good stuff right here. If you're trying to get into black metal, this may or may not be an album you want to check out right there. I'd probably stick to Dark Throne, Judas Iscariot, bands like that. You guys will have to excuse me. I was sick for about a week or so. It was horrible. And my black coffee, of course. Now, we're going to get onto the vinyl right here. This next album I'm going to show you guys here is a... Alright, speaking of black metal, I'm going to show this album right here. And it's a black metal essential. You could debate whether or not it's black metal. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to call it a black metal essential. I'm going to call it a heavy metal essential. Just a metal essential. If you like metal, this is an album you at least have had to have heard of, right? And I'm talking about none other than 1980 or 81. I'll check right now. I don't want to show you guys just yet. Welcome to Hell by Venom, OG Press. Fantastic. It was definitely on the expensive side, but I was like, screw it. I got nothing else to spend on right now, right? When I bought this album. Fantastic. The first time I heard it, I wasn't really that impressed. I was just like, whatever. But the more and more I listened to it, I came to realize Venom was super ahead of their time. Like, think about it. For 1980, 1981, which year was it? 81, yes, 81. I believe this was their debut album. Correct me if I'm wrong. This was their debut album, and honestly, for 1981, this had to be the heaviest album out there. Heaviest, darkest, nastiest album out there for the year it came out in. 81. No bands were really making cover arts that looked like this. Very simplistic. Sure, some bands were talking about Satan, like Iron Maiden, and, Dio had Holy Diver with Murray, I believe, is the Dio mascot, wrapping up that priest in chains. You definitely had imagery like that, but this was just in your face right there. Definitely probably scared a lot of people's parents back when it came out. Fantastic, though. It was very much ahead of its time. Heavy as fuck. The vocals were a lot grittier than any other bands. You know, Motorhead had very gritty vocals, but these guys just took it to a whole, oh boy. You heard that, right? Ripped up a little bit more. It's not bad, though. It's on the, Neat Records right there. Fantastic, just black vinyl right there. And I also like what this says right here. If this LP is scratched, not sure if you can see that, but if this LP is scratched, warped, or defaced in any way, please throw it away and buy a new one. Like, what kind of shit is that, man? Like, if I bought a brand new record that was messed up, I'd be like, yo, I want a free copy now. I want another copy. I want my refund. I want, you know, or at least give me another copy that's good, right? I thought that was funny when I first saw that. Fantastic stuff. Witching Hour is my favorite song on this album right here. It's a fantastic song. That riff, dun, 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 dun. Really heavy, really fast, double bass, raw as hell, nasty as hell, and honestly just gave no fucks with it, with a cover art like this and a name like Welcome to Hell. Nice picture of the band right there. Good stuff right here. And for this next album, and I got another notification. For this next album, I'm going to show you guys here is a band I've been listening to for quite some time. A lot of people hold this band in high regards. And honestly, I'm not saying I hate this band, but I was just never crazy into this band. And I know this next one isn't exactly an album, it's an EP, but it's probably the only thing that really interests me with this band. I'm talking about Queensryche, their self-titled EP from 1983. Fantastic stuff. The first Queensryche song I ever heard was Queen of the Reich, and I was really hoping the rest of Queensryche discography would be very much like that, because to me, Queen of the Reich is just old school. To me, that song is like the definition of old school heavy metal. Queen of the Reich, the high-pitched vocals, double bass, very, tremolo picking on the guitar. I really don't know how else to describe it. I haven't listened to this record in months, honestly, so I really can't tell you much about this EP besides the song Queen of the Reich, honestly, because I've only listened to it maybe like 2-3 times, and it's been probably like 3 months since I've listened to it. But fantastic stuff, though. Well, at least that one song, right? Queen of the Reich. Queensryche, I was actually going to listen to it prior to making this video, but me and my bandmates are going to work on a new recording. We'll let you guys know how that comes out when it does come out. But really good stuff here, guys. Like I said, Queensryche, I used to have Operation Mindcrime. I used to have, what else? Empire, I believe, is their other album. Like, those albums I just never got crazy into. I've heard people call Queensryche progressive metal, and I mean, I'm not sure if they are or aren't. You know, I mean, I haven't listened to them enough to like really say that, but I have listened to them enough to say that I'm just not crazy about them. Like I said, the song when I first heard of Queensryche, I heard the song Queen of the Reich. I was really hoping the rest of their stuff would be very similar to that, but in my opinion, it really wasn't. So yeah, a little bit of a letdown for me, but yeah, definitely get this though, guys. Definitely worth your money. And I found it for a pretty decent price at my local record store, so I figured, screw it, I'll buy it. Anyways, guys, that about did it for this video. Kept it under 20 minutes. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I know it's been quite some time since I've made videos, and I know I've also been slacking off on watching some people's videos here and there. Yeah, I try to watch a few videos here and there. I try to comment when I can as well. But, yeah, I'm just trying to get back into the VC as well. You know, I miss my good friends here in the VC, a whole lot of you. I'd name you guys, but I don't want to forget to mention anyone, you know. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.